Today you are going to complete warm-up 25 and 26. We're going to first sketch them out in pencil, and then you are going to use your Micron to go over them to practice and loosen up for our pen exercises today. So first, let's divide our page in half. We're going to do warm-up 25 at the top and 26 down here. Let's focus first on warm-up 25. Here we're going to be drawing some sort of hills, and they're going to be overlapping. So let's start first somewhere sort of like in the middle. And when we do our hills, we're going to not try to make them overly straight, and we're going to do a variety of sizes. So the first one, let's put here. We'll do one side is a little lower than the other side. The next one, we're going to come into like the middle of this, pull up, and back down. On this side, let's go even bigger. And then we're going to come in front of this one, so we're just going to sit. It's like we're drawing an upside down V with curved edges, and we're creating what's called surface. Here we'll do one more, like a low one, right here, and let this ride down. Okay, now, so we've established that the one that is lowest is closest to us. The one that's back here is the furthest away. We're going to do one more in this back, and we'll go up, and we'll do it almost like a double back here. Okay. Now, at the very back here, we're going to do some where they're going to appear broken. So we're not going to draw every detail, and they're going to start to like simplify as they go back in space, where we're not going to see the small details, and they're going to appear to fragment and break apart as they go into the distance. In the front, we are going to shade those, and we're going to say that our light source is like up here. So we will split our hills, or whatever these are, stalactites or mountains, and we're going to split them on one side, and we'll also make the splits uneven. So even back here, we'll have some shading. It won't be as intense as the shading that's going to be up front. This will be sort of fragmented apart. The shading that's at the front will be more dense and dark. I can even add another one or two in here, but again, anything that's close to us is our surface. So let's trace over those with the pen, and we're not going to worry if we miss a little bit. It's not going to matter. We'll be erasing away all those at the end. So let's trace over our overlapping shapes. And things that are down close will be the most dense. Back here, we're going to let our pen pick up and skip a little bit as we do this background line. We'll even add some more, but again, they're sort of fragmented apart. So for these hills that are up here, let's use we'll divide them with a line, and then we're going to use sort of just a scribble technique. So uneven, and then in here we will scribble, and the scribble up front, these will be darker. So as we're doing this and we're scribbling, we're going to scribble on top, and as we go back, once we divide this line, this scribble will be looser and allowing more white to show as it goes back in the distance. It's called atmosphere, when things as they go back are not as clear. Yet up front, any of these small hills that we see will be dark and dense. Okay, that's it. And then we can erase just to get rid of any excess pencil to make it a clean pen and ink. And that is it for our overlapping hills. For our next one, we're going to be drawing a modified cylinder. So we're going to start first with 2 dots. We'll do our oval or our ellipse, and then we will trace inside that. That will give us the thickness of our bucket, which is what we're going to be drawing. We're going to draw lines that angle in, lines that angle in, and then at the bottom, whatever curve this is, it is going to be smaller, but it should be the same curve. Okay, now here we're going to make a handle. So here we're going to put a hook, and we're going to go straight across on this angle. We'll put our other hook, and then we will draw the handle. And what's going to happen is here, the handle is going to angle up hard, and then here it will pull back. And that is showing that handle as well, foreshortened. Now we're going to add a detail. Well, actually, let's shade first, and then you guys can decide what detail. So let's put a ground line on this, and we're going to get rid of this guideline. All right, now when we go to shade this, let's shade first in pencil. We're doing curved shading that will be here, and then on the inside here, we're going to be curving this direction, and it will be darkest right in here, curving to the back. Okay, and then we'll be adding a cast shadow here. Everything will be in pen. So cast shadow here. All right, so now let's trace our bucket. 1, 2, curve at the bottom. And when we do the handle, we're just going to do it double thick, so we don't have to worry about trying to not show that it's something is sitting behind it. So we're just going to thicken it. So right here, if this handle had a space in it or had a gap, we would have to erase this line as it passes through it. And we're going to do this curved shading here, curving around to show that the bucket is contoured and curved. And then at this back side, we'll do true vertical, or we'll follow like this, actually this angle, but tight together. And then as they come around, they will fade apart. So inside here, we're going to follow this curve. And then at this edge, we're going to go darker and fade as we come in. We'll have a cast shadow here. So we're following like off this edge on an angle. And our ground line in the back. And then we can give it a detail. We could give it a detail like it's spilling, or like it has a hole in it. I'm actually just going to give one of the details that they give. I'm going to do a little ladder. You could give it a bow. I'm going to give it a little like ladder for bugs or ants or something. Give a little cast shadow for this. And that is it. Submit when you're done.